Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Books End. We can't really talk about the other portion of this show because we're in Guatemala for this episode, and that portion of the show is illegal in this country, so we will not be discussing that. We will, however, be discussing books, and since we're in Latin America, we figured we'd bring attention to some Latin American authors. Today we bring you Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He was a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and normally what we try to do on this show is bring attention to books that don't get the attention they receive. But this particular book, she recommended it to me, and upon reading it, it quickly became one of my top 10 favorite novels of all time. It was beautiful. I'm not much of a romance reader, but this was just unbelievable. It takes place over the course of a lifetime where this one gentleman living in Colombia falls in love with a girl when they're very young, and she ends up leaving him for another man who her father approves of. He's a doctor, and she lives her life with this man, and the main character never, ever falls out of love. He just continues holding on to hope.
For many years.
Many years. Like decades.
Yeah, he wants to conserve himself just for her, and he just keep waiting and waiting, but it gets to the point that he just goes like, he has lovers here and there, many lovers, but he never stops loving her.
Never. So his love for her, it actually moves him throughout his entire life. He becomes very successful in the shipping industry. He has a shipping vessel, and he sends it up the river and down the river, constantly bringing goods to and from other places. And towards the end of the book, her husband finally dies, and he's a very, very wealthy man. And he shows up to the funeral just to profess his love to her still. And it was bad timing, It was horrible timing, and she was pretty pissed off. But he gets it back, and they ended up becoming really good friends. And towards the end of the book, he still loves her. He's just so happy because he's just with her alone. And he takes off on one of these shipping vessels of his, and they come back to port and everything else. And he just tells his captain, he's like, send us back out. They didn't have any cargo or anything. He didn't care. He was going to lose money on this.
Yeah, he just wanted to be with her all by themselves in that big vessel. And he tells the captain, just tell someone. Well, actually, he asked the captain, can we just leave just us? And the captain says, not unless we have someone who has cholera. So then the captain asked him to write a letter telling him that they have a case of cholera. So then that's how they ended up just the two of them on that big vessel.
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to mention, because this is officially, what is this? This is March of 2020, and we're going through a coronavirus scare right now. And many of our friends, and of course, if you turn on the TV, they're telling you, you might not want to travel, or being scared, just to stay home and wear masks and just pretty much lock your doors and shut yourself away from the rest of the world for a few months. And you know what? We're here in Guatemala, so this is Love in the Time of Corona. We're having a blast, and this is the perfect book because Love in the Time of Cholera, Love in the Time of Corona. So thank you very much. We got to keep this one quick, everybody, because we have some family to visit, and we have our lives to live. Corona doesn't control us. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
Adios.